everyone, this is Fiddle Courage Raven, and I'm here with my recap and review of P Valley Season number 1, Episode number 5. It's a new show on Starz, and I'm y'all. You all need to watch this new show because it is amazing. It's written by women, it's directed by women. It's about this strip club by the name Pink. There's mystery involved, there's small town politics involved, there's a whole lot of women of color around. It's such a fun show, and it ended up being greenlit for another season. So, second season has been confirmed. So you know that this is doing great, and I went to Wikipedia, and as far as I can tell, the viewership is increasing week by week. And again, amazing show. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a recap, and then I'll start talking about what happened in this episode. So we have Autumn Night, played by actress Alarica Johnson, and Alarica Johnson is our introductory character. It's through her we get to know about the world of Pink and how the strippers live, and how this show shows that stripping is actual labor, it's actual work, and all of that stuff. Now, there's a whole lot of mystery surrounding Autumn Night's past. Apparently, she was stuck in a flood, then she found this suitcase, and then she got herself a new identity, and she's been transferring a whole lot of money. So, yeah, this episode finally gave us some answers to that. Then we have Brandee Evans as Mercedes. Now, Mercedes is the main stripper in Pink, and she has decided that she doesn't want to strip anymore, and she plans her last strip night dance. And apparently, she wants to open up a gym so that she can help other young women practice how to dance. And she also has a daughter, however, she can't keep that daughter because of her profession. So she's trying to make her life stable so that she can regain custody of her daughter. Until then, her daughter is living with the wife of the man that daughter is from. Basically, Mercedes cheated. Not well, she didn't cheat. Basically, the man cheated with Mercedes, and when Mercedes gave birth to their daughter, the man's wife is taking care of the child, even though the man is dead. It's a mess. It's fun, and Mercedes is one of my favorite characters on this show. And also I have to share that Mercedes and has been saving up a whole lot of money in order to open her own gym, and she has been saving her money with her mom, and her mom is with the church, and it turns out that her mom ended up using all of that money to buy the place where Mercedes wanted to buy the gym, and now instead of a gym, her mom is going to open a church, and of course Mercedes is angry that her mom ended up using all of her saved up money. Then we have Sawyers as Andre Watkins. And Andre is a character, he's a businessman, he's basically a real estate agent as far as I can tell. And now, the main political issue going on in this show is that there's a cotton plantation nearby owned by a white family, and Andre is trying to make the white family sell that plantation so that they can open up a casino. And now, because the casino is being opened up, they need the location where the Pink is at, so they need the Pink to be closed down as well, and the mayor is in favor of that. So Andre has been trying to get the Pink to close and for the family to sell the cotton plantation. And then Autumn was used by Uncle Clifford. Again, he's one of my favorite characters from this show as well, along with Mercedes. Uncle Clifford used Autumn to get closer to Andre and get all of the information about all of the deals going on, and I'll get to that in a bit. And talking about the mayor, this is Mayor Tydell Ruffin on the right, and he's played by Isaiah Washington. And the mayor isn't a fan of a strip club in his area. He wants to open a casino and all of that stuff. He wants to show his morals, and yeah, it's a mess. And then we have Uncle Clifford, played by Nico Annan. And Uncle Clifford, he is amazing. He's basically the owner of the Pink, and he's trying to do what he can to prevent the Pink from closing down, because if the Pink closed down, a whole lot of women are going to be without jobs. And he ended up using Autumn to get closer to Andre to get information. And yeah, talking about the gym stuff, this episode gave us a bit of a recap, and you can see here that Mercedes is shocked that she needs to pay for her gym very soon because another party is interested in it. And this is her mom, and her mom is the one who ended up using all of Mercedes' money to open her own church. And Mercedes found out, and then in the previous episode, Mercedes ended up attacking her mom. And frankly, I can't blame her. But yeah, these two got arrested because Mercedes couldn't make it to her last dance at the strip club. Keyshawn decided to fill in for her. And we also have J. Alphonse Nicholson as Lil Murder. And Lil Murder is your typical new rapper who wants to make it big, and he wants Uncle Clifford to play his music in the strip club. And he ended up hooking up with Uncle Clifford as well. So yeah, there's a whole lot of queer representation going on in this show. So coming to the start of the episode number 5, finally. So this episode opened with this woman, and she's spending a whole lot of money at the strip club. Apparently, she got a good deal from the divorce, and she's trying to drown her sorrows in music and dance and alcohol. And she ends up hooking up with another stripper, and she's very sad because she's lonely now and all of that stuff. And yeah, the stripper is like, you know what? Don't worry about that. You go ahead and get your blessings. You need to let go of all of your pain. And the woman falls unconscious, and there's a whole lot of money there. So you know that Keyshawn is just trying to get that money. And I'm like, Keyshawn, don't steal, don't steal. But yeah. So Uncle Clifford, after hooking up with Lil Murder, he wakes up, and yeah, I guess he thinks that hooking up with Lil Murder was a mistake. But anyway, he's getting ready because he has a whole lot of stuff to think about, especially in order to keep the pink floating. So he's getting ready, and he hears the woman singing songs, and he goes there, and he's like, you need to wake up, the bar's closed, you need to get out of here. And we have a public notice for foreclosure in only 14 days. It's outside the Pink, and the rest of the employees are looking at it, and they're like, what? The Pink is getting foreclosed? That can't happen. We'll lose our jobs and all of that stuff. And even though that's happening, Keyshawn is very happy about her video that someone recorded last night and put it on the internet. That's going viral. Apparently, right now it has more than 10,000 views, and Keyshawn is like, yeah, I'm a celebrity now. And Clifford comes out, and then Clifford is like, wait, Mercedes dead, right? Mercedes dead. But now it's a notice for foreclosure, and Clifford is like, you know what, I'll handle this. So the fight between Mercedes and her mother is being shown on TV, and while that's happening, Autumn is trying to talk to the person at the transfer bank, and she's like, why can't I transfer any more money? And the person is like, that feature has ended. It only went on for a few months, and you can't transfer any more money. Goodbye. And before Autumn can leave, we have the woman from the club drunk driving around, and it's like she's going to ram the car into the office, but it doesn't happen, and the police is after her, and of course the police arrests the woman. And at the same police station, Mercedes there as well, and Mercedes is like, I need to call my lawyer. And Jesse, the police officer, is like, you know what, later. And as Mercedes is being brought to the jail cell, we see that a trans woman has been shifted in the jail cell for the men, and she is like, you need to get me out of here. And Jesse is like, you know what, calm down. So because Mercedes and her mom are in the same cell, of course Mercedes attacks her mom again. And Jesse comes in, and he's like, I need you to stop fighting, and if you guys don't, another person don't break up the fighting, I'm going to stack up all of your charges, so you all need to behave. And then we have this weird introduction to this character by the name of Montavious Hill, and we do know that it has something to do with Autumn, and maybe it's Autumn's husband, maybe an ex-boyfriend. So yeah, Montavious is out looking for Autumn, and yeah, we know that he's going to find her soon enough. So Clifford, because of the foreclosure stuff, he goes to beat the sergeant that he pays in order to keep everything hush-hush, and he's like, I pay you, and I don't want you to play a role in closing Pink. And the sheriff is like, you know what, it's out of my hands. It is what it is. The mayor wants the Pink to close, so that's what's going to happen. And this is also where he tells Clifford about a stripper named Mercedes in the cell. And Clifford is like, you know what, Mercedes is like a daughter to me. I need to meet her. So while that's happening, some of the men in the men's side of the jail cell are whistling at Mercedes and basically being nasty. And of course, Mercedes is feeling uncomfortable. And the woman who was drunk driving, she's in the cell as well. She finally wakes up and she's like, Mercedes, is that you? Am I in heaven? I drove all the way to the strip club to see you perform on your last night, your last dance, and but you weren't there, so they ended up sending a girl named Krishan or Little Mississippi or something. And of course, Mercedes isn't happy about being placed by Krishan. And Clifford comes in, and Clifford is like, Mercedes, what's up? And I need to bail you out. And Clifford also tells Mercedes about the foreclosure. And Mercedes is like, you know what, Clifford, save your money. Don't waste it on bailing me out. You need to put every penny that you have on stopping this foreclosure. And Clifford is like, you know what, Mercedes, be brave, hang tight, I'll figure out something. He leaves Mercedes, and Mercedes' mom is like, wait, you think that Uncle Clifford is a better mom to you than I? And Mercedes is like, I know that for a fact, that Uncle Clifford did for me way more than you as my real mother could ever do for me. Mercedes finally got her call, and she ended up calling Gidget, and she's like, Gidget, I need around $2,000 for you to bail me out. And Gidget is like, you know what, Mercedes, I'll try to figure out something. And then Jesse comes in, and this scene is played very weirdly. It's as if Jesse is going to assault her, but no, Jesse ends up handing her a jacket because it's cold in the cell. And while Mercedes is sitting, her mom comes up to Mercedes, and her mom is like, Mercedes, you need to forgive me. God forgave me, and you need to forgive me as well. And these two talk about why her mom even wants to open a church. And her mom is like, you know what, Mercedes, it's because I was selected by God, and I'll finally be able to spread my sermon. I'll finally be able to preach. But why do you want to open a gym? And this is where Mercedes is like, because if I open a gym and I get a stable job, then I'll have a better chance of getting the custody of my own daughter back. And her mom is like, Mercedes, you need to stop thinking that, because that child belongs to Shelly right now. It's not your child, and you need to stop that. And you're not stable and all of that stuff. You can never get the custody of your daughter back. So of course that hurts Mercedes, and Mercedes is like, you know what, mother, I'll never be the type of mother that you are to my own child. Then the scene changes to Autumn trying to figure out how to keep transferring more money. And she gets a message from Gidget, and it reads, hey, pink bishes, Mercedes is in need of a little bail help. Meet me at 8 at Wales Bales. So everyone goes to Wales Bales, and this is where this person tells them that yes, Mercedes bail is at $2,000. However, there's a processing fee, there's traffic violations and standing tickets and all of that stuff. So the bail comes in at around $6,000. And of course, the women don't have all of that money. And the man is like, you know what, maybe I can use your body. And of course, that's disrespectful. And the women are like, you know what, bye. So they storm out of the office, and they're all trying to figure out what to do. And everyone is like, the pink is closing, so we can't waste money on bailing Mercedes. And Gidget is like, but Mercedes would have done the same for you if you were in trouble. And the other women are like, you know what, Gidget, we're sorry, we have to go. And only Autumn is left, and Autumn is like, Gidget, do you really think that Mercedes would have done the same for the rest of the girls? And Gidget is like, no, no, she wouldn't have done it. And then this is where Gidget tells Autumn that her mom ended up using all of her money, so she's basically broke. And she asks Autumn what Autumn would do if someone stole her money from her. And Autumn is like, you know what, I would kill that person. Then the scene shifts to the jail cell, and Mercedes' mom is preaching her gospel, and we get to see what the rest of the women did. One of the women ended up hiding a bit of weed in a baby's diaper. Another woman ended up slitting another person's throat. And then the woman that we saw drunk driving, she ended up cheating on her husband with her mother-in-law. And I was like, wait, what? So yeah, P-Valley is a show that has a whole lot of drama, but it also has a whole lot of comedy in there. So while her mother is singing the gospel, she goes to Mercedes, and she's like, Mercedes, you need to forgive me. And Mercedes is like, Mom, you are dead to me. And I'm like, good for you, Mercedes. You need to get these toxic people out of your life. And then Mercedes is bailed. It turns out that Autumn paid Mercedes bail, and she's like, Mercedes, where do you want to go? And Mercedes is like, anywhere but here. So the scene changes to Ruffin getting ready for this cotton harvest ball, and Andre's there as well. Andre's basically Ruffin's godson, and they're joking around. And then Mr. Clifford, Uncle Clifford comes in all dressed up, and he's like, "Hey, Andre." And he goes to sit with Mayor Ruffin, and he tells Mayor Ruffin that he needs to stop whatever he's doing because he has information about all of the land layouts and how the black-owned shops are being paid less compared to the shops that are owned by white people. And Mayor Ruffin is clearly surprised that Uncle Clifford has such information. However, Mayor Ruffin isn't going to back down. He's like, "Uncle Clifford, I don't care what you think you're going to do, but no one is going to take you seriously, so have at it." So before Uncle Clifford leaves, he kind of implies that Andre is on his side, and before he leaves, he goes to Mayor Ruffian's secretary, and he's noticing that the mayor isn't all honest. And of course, Uncle Clifford isn't going to back down without a fight. On the right to the cotton harvest ball, this is where Mayor Ruffin is like, "Andre, are you sleeping with Uncle Clifford?" And Andre is like, "No, no, no, I'm not sleeping with him." So the mayor is like, "Then where the heck is Clifford getting all of this information? What did you do?" And Andre, we all know that it was Autumn who ended up stealing all of these plans. So yeah, Uncle Ruffin. Mayor Ruffin ends up giving a warning to Andre to fix this problem before he ends up fixing it. So we are back at the bar, and Uncle Clifford is trying to figure out how to pay to prevent the foreclosure. So Little Murder comes in, and Little Murder is like, "Uncle Clifford, you're ignoring me. I need you to talk about how we hooked up last night." And this is where Lil Murder ends up inviting Clifford to a date, and Clifford is like, Lil Murder or Lamarcus. His name, Lil Murder's real name is Lamarcus. He's like, "Lamarcus, we can't go out on a date because the previous queer people who went on a date ended up getting killed, and then there were two lesbians who went on a date and they were sexually assaulted by truckers. So this is a very homophobic place. So you can't take me out in public because other people aren't going to like it." And Lamarcus is like, "I still like you, so I want to spend time with you." And while that's happening, Krishan is very happy because her video is really taking off online. And this is where one of the people tell her that Derek is outside with the baby, and we get to see Krishan's, I think it's her ex-boyfriend, husband, baby daddy, I'm not really sure. And it's Derek, and he's back at the shop, and he doesn't like Krishan stripping, and he's like, "Krishan, come back to me, let me take care of you." And he also compliments her about the video and how she looked beautiful. And it's clear that Derek actually hurts Krishan. He's very physically violent towards her. And yeah, here's to hoping that Krishan is able to figure this thing out. And Krishan takes the baby. She goes into the strip club while Derek walks away. She goes to Uncle Clifford to hand Clifford the baby, and she notices that Clifford is kissing Lil Murder, and Lil Murder isn't happy about Krishan finding out. And I was like, "Lil Murder, that's a 180 you just did there, because earlier you were all about taking Clifford out on a date, but now that Krishan saw you kissing Clifford, you want it to remain secret. So what do you want to do?" And we see that Mercedes was taken to Autumn's house, and they're bonding with each other. And we get to know that Autumn doesn't drink anymore. And this is where we get a flashback, and Autumn is like, "I had a plan. It felt like the ultimate plan to me. I ran away from home with my daughter. However, the flood took over and my daughter drowned. I searched for my daughter for 3 days and 3 nights. I wanted to kill myself. And then the suitcase came over, and that suitcase promised me a new life. So here I am." So yeah, Mercedes and Autumn are bonding, and Mercedes is like, "You know what, Autumn, I'll pay you for the bail money." And Autumn is like, "I don't need your money. I have a whole lot of money." So she ends up showing her fridge, which is full of money. And Mercedes is like, "Wait, Autumn, what are you up to? And I'm not really sure if I want to take part in this." And Autumn is like, "No, this isn't a scam. You can think of it as retribution." So this is where Autumn and Mercedes are working together in order to continue transferring funds to Autumn, and the episode closes with a shot of what was his name? Maverick, Mamarcus, or something. I'm not really sure. I forgot. Yeah, Montavious. So the episode closes with Montavious looking at all of the transactions that are happening. So, as far as I can tell, I have a feeling that because Autumn thought that he was dead, she is like taking money out of his account, and he isn't going to be a fan of that. So I am looking forward to seeing Montavious finally getting to meet Autumn and what kind of drama that will lead to. And I also like this little scene because you can see that Montavious is eating from a place called Crystal, and in the previous scene we saw that Mercedes wants to take Autumn out to Crystal's because apparently it's a famous cafe that they need to eat. So yeah, I like that little detail there. So that was the episode. Again, I hope you guys consider checking out P Valley on Starz. It has a whole lot of queer representation. It has a whole lot of women of color. It's written by women. It's directed by women. It's also quite explicit. So if you are into that stuff, you'd enjoy it, especially all of the stripper numbers. And yeah, I'm not really sure if I'll continue doing my recaps and review of this show. Maybe I will. Let's see. But yeah, again, I really want you guys to check this show out, show your support, and if you are already seeing this, let me know in the comment section below how you're finding this series. I'm enjoying it. And until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later. Bye.